Hi there, welcome back. It's Scotsman 1984. This is the lunch and dinner of the UK 24-hour ORP, and we've come to a different location for this one. This is an old RAF station. Hey everyone, I can only apologise that there was a fault with the video. For some reason it recorded everything but without any sound. I don't know why that is, but here we go anyway. So here's my narration of one of my videos. This will be something different for you and for myself. So there we go, we have the lunch there, and it's got the lemon boilie sweeties, it's got the apple juice, the Orifo tuna and lime peppers, the Tex-Mex soup, the squeezy peanut butter, the peanuts which are roasted and salted, and the S1 sports drink. Second part of this video, the main was where we were out. Unfortunately the weather wasn't so good, so we ended up having to film this on a not so nice day. It was quite cold. So for the lunch it's Tex-Mex soup. I've got a Hexagon stove on the go there, and it has 2 fuel tabs in it. The fuel tabs didn't do too well. It's like it was cold, but it wasn't too windy. You can see the flames licking up the side of it, but even the 2 tabs did not get that water to boil, it just got it to heat up. So when you're using a Dixie like this, your best idea is to fold it like that, and with the bit that will stick up so you can grab it, it won't be as hot. So we've got the apple beverage powder, and that's 375ml of water. So there's the ingredients. I mixed it up in the usual vessel that I've got, which is the sealable thing. It's not quite the US standard beverage bag, but it's done me well over the years for mixing up drinks without having to make your water bottle go that horrible taste that you can never get away. So there we go, that's some nice mixing there. Sorry, I'm not very good at narrating to my videos, but there's the apple drink, and you can see the colour of it's changed from the white powder to the apple juice colour. So we've got the S1 sports drink, which is by Slazenger. There's some information on the back there. This requires a full 500ml of water, so instead of doing that, what I decided to do was just put some powder in. I had a 500ml water flask, as you call it, like a drinks bottle, but I wasn't sure if it was 500ml. I was just kind of guessing, so I just decided I'll pour some into the cup and see how we go. As you can see, there's the bottle that I had, but I wasn't sure if that was a 500ml, so I thought I'd rather make it with the powder, and I could add more powder if it wasn't nice. So that's the S1 sports drink, and it was orange. So these are the Nutwalker peanuts, roasted and salted, and they're a product of Thailand. They're in many of the different rations that you see around Europe, like I think it was a Norwegian one that had it as well. These are slightly different to the Salisol peanut packs that you get. They're like in a mini cans that I did on a review before, that you get in a lot of the time now. These are slightly different, where they're roasted and salted, as the other peanuts are just kind of cooked differently. I think they're more of a roasted and salted mix. So with the squeezy peanut butter, I always need it up, as I was able to see the different oils at the side. Obviously the older it gets, the more of the oils that you see on the sides. So this is a nice easy one. When you pull along the top, it opens a little spout, so it's nice and easy to pour out. And there's the boilies, all lemon flavoured, which is a bit of a shame that they're just a lemon flavour, and you could pause on that if you want to see the ingredients. So I did try one of these lemon boilies to see if they were anything like the old ones. So there's the tuna lime and pepper by Orifo. And there's the ingredients, nutritional information if you want to stop on that. So the tuna, when it comes in here, it's also been sitting in this pack for a while, for a good few months. These are quite fresh rations, but as you'll see when I open it, it's nice and flat against the side, but it did not take away from the taste. It smelled if I can remember, it smelled really strong and really nice. It was a very strong flavour from the tuna and lime. So yeah, the lime and pepper, I should say. So I'm pretty sure I was saying there that I was a bit annoyed at the fuel tabs, that they hadn't worked as well. So I thought, while that's still getting some heat, I decided to try the tuna. So I did have Connor with me as well, and he tried it as well, and he thought it was nice, as he says. He just got his dad with that nice. So that was the tuna, and it was a very strong lime and pepper taste to it. It was quite overpowering of the tuna, but you could still taste that it was fishy. And there's a spoon that I let Connell try. So I've had tuna in a packet like this before in a ration many years ago, when they first started putting them in place of the cheese spread, and before that it was the patty, and it's always been quite nice. You can't really go wrong with tuna. It just depends if you like the lime and black pepper flavour, which is quite strong in this one. So that was that, and I decided that I needed to rest it against something else to try. And I tried the peanuts, and the peanuts were they weren't very salty, but there was enough salt in them to give it that kind of KP pack of peanuts taste to it, which was quite nice. Connell tried them as well, and he thought they were nice peanuts. He doesn't eat many peanuts. He likes his peanut butter though. We don't normally give him peanuts as much, but he likes to try everything in the ration, so we let him try it, and he thought they were quite nice as well. Just like the tuna, nice, he said. I've no idea what I'm saying at this point. I can't remember. I just remember that the peanuts were okay, and I think I talked about how they were less salty than the can of Salisol salted peanuts that I had in the other ration. And at this point, I'm pretty sure that this is where I picked up the biscuits fruit. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I picked up the biscuits fruit, and I wanted to try it because with this ration you did not get any other kind of crackery biscuit thing. You only got biscuits fruit, so I wanted to try the tuna, because yeah, you could probably eat the tuna out of the packet, but it's nice for a bit of texture to eat the tuna on something. Tend to have tuna on sandwiches or crackers, don't we? So I decided to try it on the biscuits fruit. And so we tried the peanut butter on the biscuits fruit as well. Peanut butter tends to go with like grape apple jellies and stuff. That's quite a common thing in America, so I thought the peanut butter with the fruit of the biscuits should be quite nice, which it was. The peanut butter in this ration pack is not very sugary, it's very bland, it's not as creamy as I would say a US MRE peanut butter is. However, this peanut butter is made in America. I think it was Mayville or Maryville, so it is an American peanut butter, but it wasn't quite up to the US MRE peanut butter, which I think is actually quite nice. So there was the ingredients. I think I was talking about the peanut butter, and there we go. Yeah, it was Mayville, Wisconsin, by the Old Fashioned Foods Incorporated, and there was the ingredients on the peanut butter. I was talking about how it is a US peanut butter, but that I wasn't quite impressed with it compared to the US MRE peanut butter. British peanut butter seems to be quite different, and they've obviously went for the American peanut butter in this ration for some reason. So we tried the S1 Slazenger sports drink, which I was not impressed with this at all. It was a horrible flavour, even with adding more powder to it. There wasn't much flavour to it. I didn't quite enjoy it at all compared to the beverage based powders that you get, like the apple, the sweet cherry and the cherry. This one was absolutely disgusting. No taste to it. It didn't even taste like an isotonic drink. It just tasted like a very undiluted kind of juice, so it wasn't very good. We tried the apple juice, which I've had before, and this is probably my favourite. The apple juice in the UK ORPs is probably my favourite. You can see in this it's got brown speckles. It just looks like a real pressed apple juice, and it tastes absolutely brilliant. I completely recommend the juices in these ORPs with the UK wrap packs. The apple, sweet cherry, even the grapefruit one, which I tried in the breakfast, which was not to my liking. It still was a nice juice, and just I'm not a big fan of grapefruit. I totally recommend these ones. The apple is absolutely brilliant. So we had the Tex-Mex soup. I'd let that sit in the water that was hot as long as possible. The Tex-Mex soup was incredibly nice. It wasn't what I expected. Now, I'm trying to remember, I'm waiting on the picture coming up so I can have a look inside myself. Just remember, I'm sure it had bits of potato and different kind of beans and stuff in it. The Tex-Mex soup tasted nice. It wasn't too strong of a flavour. I thought it'd be exceptionally spicy, but it wasn't. It wasn't too spicy is what I mean. It tasted very well. In fact, it was that nice that my son liked it. He likes spicy food. To him, spicy flaming hot monster munch is spicy, so he's not a massive fan of very spicy food. But I tried this, and it was really nice. I was talking about this spoon, how I like the spoon in this ORP. It's got a kind of a deep kind of point to the spoon, so it's great for with the spoon. There you go. The carrots, Cheetos, chorizo, black-eyed beans, haricot beans, onion. As you can see there, that was the stuff I was talking about, what was in there. I was just reading it out. A very nice soup. I was quite impressed with that, and I did put it into the tub so that I could show you better. So my son tried the soup as well. He did like that as well, which I didn't expect. Didn't expect to like it so much. But as you can see, it's a very hearty soup. Nice big chunks of chorizo in there, and the green beans. But it was a very, very nice tomatoey flavour. So the last part of this meal was the boiled sweet. This one, or boilies I call them, or as most of the British Army call them, boilies. Boilies were absolutely brilliant sweets. Used to love them. Used to go on a tab, and you would eat them to get through your tab and stuff. Keep you going. Stop thinking about the march and stuff. Bit of morale, things like that on when you're on stag and stuff. They used to taste absolutely brilliant. These were okay. It was a bit of a disappointment that you only get a pack of lemon. It's a very boring flavour, I think, to give someone. It's not it's not like they were a really good tasting either. So they were okay, but they just had the same texture, same kind of feel to them as the boilies. And you can see Connell there. He's seen me eat a sweet. He was right into the shot there because he wanted to try one himself. So as I had some of the hot water, lukewarm water left from heating up the lunch, I decided to make some coffee and to use the squidge that we had. So it's a Kenko 1 cup granulated instant coffee. Kenko's quite nice coffee. We drink Nescafe in the house, but Kenko just has a slightly different taste. Not much, but I think Kenko, it tends to be the more posher, as they say, of the coffee, and it's slightly more expensive in the supermarket, but I think Nescafe tastes that bit better. So I used the creamer. I made up the coffee as was with creamer and the sugar, and it's beyond the beaten track creamer and sugar that was used, and that was what came in the ration. So I just mixed it up. The creamer was quite clumpy and got to kind of press out those clumps, but the coffee, it just tastes like coffee. So I decided to do a Steve 1989 from mreinfo.com, and I decided to make an army mochaccino, which obviously you could do. You got the squidge, so as I learned before, you got to kind of knead that up, because if you don't, you end up getting the top of the tube tends to be runny from the separation of the oils and stuff. So knead that up, and I found that this one was actually a lot thicker than the last squidge that I had. So it took quite a bit of coercing to get it out and to make up this. As you can see, it's really stiff at the top there, but it was a lot thicker than the last one. So I put some of that squidge in there and we stirred it up. Now the taste of it, the squidge didn't really melt. I wouldn't kind of recommend this unless you've got really hot water. The squidge didn't really melt. It took a lot of stirring and it just didn't taste that great because the squidge wouldn't melt. So it was okay, but probably would have just been better off with the coffee. So we have the dinner, and there's the dinner packet. I used the bag to keep them. Unfortunately, as you can see there, the bags aren't that great. This one had ripped and had barely been thrown about. So we had the lamb Rogan Josh, which was marinated lamb in a free root tomato and onion sauce, and there's all the ingredients. and the nutritional information if you want to pause and read that. It's a 300 g pouch, and it's just the same idea, just boil it up in the Dixie on the stove. What I kept going on about here is the how the lamb Rogan Josh, I mean, it's a curry. What would you normally have with curry? Rice. I'm going to be dipping my biscuits fruit in my lamb Rogan Josh, so I was quite annoyed that it didn't come with a rice side. But we have the lamb Rogan Josh, and we have the sticky toffee pudding, which, going by my previous experience, if they haven't changed this or if they've made it better, they used to be absolutely brilliant. Hopefully they haven't changed it, but I would 100% recommend that you heat this up. Obviously, pudding for us is like a bread sort of pudding. It's a thick, it looks like a sponge cake. So we'll have the sweet cherry drinks, and we have the mini bite pretzels. It's just a little pack of salted pretzels, and I didn't do any other hot drinks because I did that in between, to kind of explain for both, because I wasn't sure if this what was going to heat up any better, because it had got a little bit colder from the time of filming the lunch. So what I decided to do was to cook the lamb Rogan Josh, and after I took that out to eat, I would put the sticky toffee pudding in to heat up, and I made the sweet cherry beverage base powder in 375 ml of cold water while I was waiting. So that's the sweet cherry drink mixed up. I turned the stove to try and help with it cooking, and then we've got the mini bite pretzels. These are just standard pretzels. They had a small tear right at the top. I managed to pop them open and lose one, but these, you can see the little grains of salt on them. They're just mini style pretzels. I can only apologise about the narration of this. What I'm recording on is an absolute rubbish microphone, and it has a hum in the background and it doesn't sound too good, so I can only apologise about that. But it's the only way that I could get this video out is to record it like this. I don't know of any other way to do it with using this Windows Media Player. Sorry, not Windows Media Player, Windows Movie Maker. So I put in the I put in the sticky toffee pudding, and I was able to crack open the main, which is the lamb Rogan Josh. And I remember when opening this, there was a lot of smells. It absolutely smelled brilliant, very tasty. I was looking forward to trying this. And this was exceptionally hot. You can see the steam coming out onto the camera. This managed to heat up nice and well. You can see the water is boiling, and I did put other fuel tabs onto that to keep the sticky toffee pudding going. So I cleaned out the mess tin, and then I realised, no, you know what, I'm going to put it into this cup and see how much I actually get in it. If I put it into the mess tin, I might lose it. So you can see the massive chunks of lamb, and there is massive chunks of potato in there as well. So you can see that's a cup, and there wasn't very much left in the bag there. So you really don't get a lot, because the potato and the lamb are quite chunky. They take up a bit of the weight, so you don't actually end up getting a lot in a 300 g pouch of this. However, I was reading out the other ingredients there, but I can't read them out because I don't have it in front of me, and I can't remember exactly what they were, but there was bits of carrots, there was lamb, potatoes, and it was a tomatoey kind of sauce, a Rogan Josh. If you've had a Rogan Josh before, you'll know. But I tried this and I absolutely loved it, and my son loved it as well. We both thought it was very tasty. It's something I never thought I liked the Rogan Josh. Tried this, so I will give a Rogan Josh a try next time I go to a takeaway restaurant, I think, because this was absolutely brilliant. A very tomatoey sauce, not spicy. A little bit of spice, but I mean nothing compared to something like a Tabasco sauce or other curries I've tried. So my son tried it, and he was impressed himself. He didn't think he liked this sort of thing, but we both liked it. It was a very, very nice tomatoey, strong taste to it. Absolutely brilliant. So there he's coming round to try some more, and he's got his gun with us so that he can protect us from the wolves. He seems to think there's wild wolves running around Scotland, but I keep telling him that that's just the locals. So we have the mini bite pretzels. They're obviously incredibly small to a standard pretzel like the bakery. These, as I remember, were very crunchy. They had a nice snap to them, and they weren't too salty. They were very crunchy and a really enjoyable pretzel. And obviously, Connell likes anything the same as me, and he thought they're quite enjoyable as well. So we have the sticky toffee pudding. I'm just trying to remember exactly. I did enjoy it, but it was I can't remember if I put it into something to let you see. So I'm just waiting on me struggling to open that pouch up. It was very hot because the water had boiled. I do remember that I probably should have cooked it. I probably should have heated it up for another 5 minutes, just because it hadn't fully heated right into the centre, so it was still quite hard in the centre, whereas on the outside it had gone, because it had heated up, it had turned to a nice cakey, rather than the very hard kind of doughy kind of centre that was left. So there we see creeping feet because he's seen pudding, and I'm trying to get all the toffee sauce out of there. As you can see, it's nice, thick and gloopy. Not a lot of sauce with this, but I had to warn him off that I was trying it first. It's an old favourite of mine, and here we go. As you can see, it's almost reminds me of a kind of. I'm not 100% sure. It's like a bread kind of, a bread sort of pudding. It's a very weird kind of texture to it, especially when it's cold. When it's hot, it's absolutely lovely, and my son totally agreed. He thought it was absolutely brilliant. So we tried that. The sauce, there wasn't a lot of sauce with that. I could do with a bit more sauce, I would have thought, but and I was saying there that it's a lot thicker, it's a lot harder in the middle, and that's when I said I should have left it that a little bit more, because it cooked on the outside a lot bit better than it did. As you can see, it's still incredibly hard. I'm pushing as hard as I can to get into the middle bit. It still hadn't completely softened up enough there, but still very nice sticky toffee pudding. So we got this sweet cherry. I've had the cherry drink before, and I wondered how this would taste in comparison, and really there wasn't. It was more of a sour taste, a little bit more sugar than the standard cherry drink, but it was quite nice. We both enjoyed that, and again that was something that I would have again. So all in all, the ration pack was good. It was annoying about the rice, the fact there was no rice. Every ration pack I've had before had rice with it. When you had a curry, you got rice as a side with it, but they've obviously stopped doing that. Again, I can only apologise for the loss of sound on this one. I definitely wanted to get this out. It's the second part of a video, and I wanted to get this out to you, so I thought I'd narrate it. And again, I can only apologise about the quality of the sound on this, as it is just going through my laptop microphone. So, thanks again for watching, guys. If you've got any comments, any questions, please feel free to ask. I'll answer as many as I can. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for subscribing from both of us. See you later. Bye bye. So I must have mucked up saying goodbye on that one. So again, there we go. And just a bit that I added on this one is, if you're ever out and use your Dexys, in case you don't know, the best way to get rid of that char on the bottom is to rub it on some wet grass. You can see it comes off there. You give it a good rub in the wetter grass and it comes off so much better. There we go, as you can see, and it only takes a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds I should say, really, to get that to a very nice silvery again. So there we go, a little tip from the sort of public service announcement, as I said, on how to clean up your Dixie as fast as possible. See you later.